Hi, I'm Tristan, and Will is not here. He is at his house. He rarely comes over, so there will be a few reviews that I have to do by myself. This is a non-spoiler review for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, Will, if you're watching, don't be mad at me. Me and you can do the spoiler review together, so we can talk about all the good stuff, all the best stuff, everything that we want to get off our chest. But with this, I figured I will do non spoiler reviews so that I can at least get something out there. So where do we even start with this movie? First of all, I liked it. I the the critics and everything. I honestly don't understand the. I mean, this has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't care how bad you think it is not deserving of a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. This, for me, this was should have been, knowing how most critics would, bash it and everything like that, or how a lot of them would. With how much I liked it, I think that this should have been around like 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. But somehow there's enough critics that have hated on it to where it's at 29%. Now, I can confirm it's not that bad. There are some issues, and I'll get into those issues in a little bit. First, let's talk about some of the stuff that I really liked. First of all, Ben Affleck as Batman was awesome. He almost perfect, to be honest. Like, he was so good, better than Christian Bale in my opinion. And I mean, just he plays the older Batman who's kind of been at it for a while, and he just he nails it as Batman. He shut up everyone. He might not know. I know you guys have probably seen that sad Affleck trend that's going around on the internet, where an interviewer tells him that it's getting bad reviews, and he just looks sad for like a minute straight. Um, but I hope he knows now that most people are saying he was the best part of the movie. I think he might have been the best part of the movie for me, honestly. Henry Cavill returns as Superman from Man of Steel. He played him in Man of Steel, and he's returning. He's reprising that role, and of course he was good in Man of Steel for me. I think he's a really good choice for Superman. So he's he hasn't, like, I wouldn't say he's like improved at all, but he wasn't bad in the first place in my opinion. We have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and she kills it. Honestly, I honestly loved every scene with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman in it, because there's not many, but the ones that she's in really is really just they're really good scenes, and you want to know more about this character, but you don't. You have to wait until the Wonder Woman movie. I know for a fact I'm going to see the Wonder Woman movie. Then again, I knew that before, but now I'm more sure that it's going to be good because of how good Gal Gadot played this role. Lex Luthor as Jesse Eisenberg. Oh, I guess now we're kind of getting into the problems. Uh, Jesse Eisenberg was just weird. You know, I didn't really hate everything he did. He was just a weirdo. Like he was just, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know who he was trying to play, but it wasn't Lex Luthor. It was really strange actually. I didn't really like his portrayal. And he was just there were times where he was menacing, and I was like, okay, I can get into this. This is not a bad scene. This is not bad. And then out of nowhere, in that same scene that's going so well, he does something so weird, and it's just kind of out of the blue, and you're like, what was that? Like, you kind of had me for a second there, and then you just did something weird. Like, if you hated the idea whenever the news came out that Lex Luthor or that Lex Luthor was going to be played by Jesse Eisenberg, if you hated that news, more than likely you will leave the theater hating him as Lex Luthor. That's just how it went for me. I mean, there are things about him that I like that I didn't expect to like, but overall, he was just weird, and I didn't really like him all that much. But and then I'm not gonna put any spoilers out about the other villain in this movie. Most of you probably already know who it is because they showed it in the trailer too, which I don't know why they did that, but they showed him, and they I'm not gonna bring that. I'm not gonna say who it is in case people are staying away from the trailers because they don't want to be spoiled. But I liked him. This villain that I'm talking about, I liked him, but he did feel kind of like shoehorned in there just to have a big battle, an ending battle. But honestly, I really did enjoy this movie. I've heard a lot of things about. I heard a lot of critics before the movie. I saw the movie, and I really don't agree with a lot of them because first of all, this is a beautiful movie. This Some of the shots are breathtaking. Like, I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but it really is a really good looking movie, which we've seen by Zack Snyder before. He knows what he's doing with that camera. His cinematography is great, but we we get to see more of that in this movie, and there are pacing issues. You've probably heard about it from critics. There are definitely pacing issues. I can confirm that there are a little bit of pacing issues, some editorial issues. So just there are some issues just with the script and the writing, and also there's stuff like just kind of like shoehorned in there just because like they had to have it in there, but they didn't want to, so they were just like, fine, just do this, you know. But I really enjoyed it. Overall, I think I would give it a a B a B minus. I think, yeah, I think I'll give it a B minus. So there were quite a few issues, but the action and the cinematography and some of the actors, or well, a lot of the actors were great. Also, Jeremy Irons as Alfred was great. I thought he played a great Alfred. It's gonna be hard not to see Michael Caine because it's Michael Caine, and when you think of Alfred, it's gonna be hard not to see him. But you after this movie, it'll still be that way. But hopefully, he can sort of Jeremy Irons can sort of be shown a lot more to where he's the ideal Alfred, you know. But Ben Affleck was perfect. The fight between Batman v Superman, perfect. It should have gone longer, but still, everything we got was great. It was just it was amazing. It was I was bouncing up and down in my seat because of how just excited I was for everything in this movie. But it's just so I said I would give it a B minus, and it sets up a lot of things for the Justice League movie coming out in there, which do feel shoehorned in, which is what also brought the movie down a lot for me. They weren't bad things. It's just the way they did them was kind of like, it just felt really forced and really rushed. It just felt like they were like, oh yeah, by the way, here you go, 2-minute scene setting up Justice League. There, that's all you get. So Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Really, I think it should have been split. I think it should have been 2 movies. I think we should have had Batman v Superman, where it's them going at it, because it really doesn't explain why Superman would be mad at Batman. It explains why Batman is mad at Superman. It does not explain really well why Superman is mad at Batman. There's just like, it doesn't really tell you why. So, but I think we should have had a Batman v Superman movie, all dedicated to that, Batman versus Superman. I wanted to see more of that. And then also, since I loved both versions of it, both the Batman v Superman and the Dawn of Justice part, we should have had another movie called Dawn of the Justice League, because there's too much stuff trying to set up for Justice League. It takes away from the fight of Batman v Superman. That just kind of feels like it's there. It's like an 8-minute fight, and then other stuff happens. It's like, it should just be called Batman v Superman for 8 minutes plus other stuff setting up the Justice League. I mean, that was that was the canceled title. That was originally the title. They were like, a little bit lengthy, but it's true. But let's do Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. That was what happened. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. But see this movie. Even if you believe all the bad critics, see this movie, because you're going to like some stuff in it. You're bound to like some stuff in it, and you're bound to like the Batman v Superman fight itself. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.